Yes, let's continue.
Either we decide to define the method we are going to use, or we pack up, because we are not going anywhere. Everybody is talking, everybody is shouting, as if we are in I don't know where.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Let's vote.
Can we please, honorable members, please allow me to make a statement. The procedure is very clear. If a head is a part is read, because we have not sent in any notices in advance, though we allow people to send in their comments, and then we will discuss the comments and agree to disagree. If we do not agree, we'll take it to a vote. So I think that is very simple. If you want to take the floor, you need to take the permission of the chair.
Anybody who does not do, I will say.
Yes, because we cannot just be sitting here. It's already getting to 4 o'clock, and we have not done we've not gone even halfway. So this will be the last one, and then we'll take a vote. Honorable Serakun.
Order. I think the procedure is exactly what you should follow. It is saying that if there is an amendment, they send the amendment they wish to propose, and then you look at the amendments that are available. Then we start, if a person moves and there is a secondment to that motion, then you can allow few comments, and then we move to vote. If that falls, you go to the next one. If that falls, we go to the next one. I think, and without a secondment, then that motion falls anyway. And I believe if we adopt that, we'll proceed very fast. Because every motion should be seconded.
We maintain 50. We reduce from 51 to 50. Any seconder for the proposal from Kantora? Okay, go ahead. It's seconded by Lower Salu. It is moved and seconded that we reduce 51 to 50. $50 million. Those who are saying we maintain as it is are not. So now.
There will be few comments on that amendment, and then you take a vote.
So any comments on that amendment?
Or I put the vote.
Sabak Sanjan.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, I think you are taking the time of the Assembly. We have clear procedures, and the standing order should guide this process. Don't allow people, this stage, we don't open debates. You just submit your written submission, and decision is taken on those proposals. That is simple. That is how we are doing it. And even if you propose a reduction, you cannot just appropriate to a particular sector. You have to put it as a saving after we decide where to put it. But the way we are going is cumbersome. And definitely we are not working as a parliament. If you look at the way people behave in here, it's very bad. You have to assert your position, your powers, and we go ahead. Thank you.
Bintang, for you, Bintang.
Mr. Chairman, I think the Honorable Speaker has already justified Honorable Minister has already justified why this 51 million. He has said that we have secured a very important position in that bank. And you cannot be in that bank, foreign other countries, they will pay, and you are not paying. So I think it's very important to leave it as it is.
Don't waste our time.
This is not, it's not even all paid. It's just amount he just wanted to just pay. And then he said, mode of payment will be discussed.
And then the minister will be the last one, and we take it.
You
I concur with honorable member for Bintang.
Your motion is seconded, so you don't have to say anything.
We are debating your motion.
We have already seconded. Your motion was already seconded. So what are you going to say?
I concur with the honorable member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai. It makes no difference. 51 to 50. Why can't we pay all 51 once and for all? It is a commitment. Let's fulfill the commitment.
Withdraw your motion. Withdraw your motion.
Honorable Kantora, do you want to amend your motion now?
Thank you very much.
Go ahead and amend your motion.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I so move that I withdraw the first motion and leave it as it is. 51 million to be approved.
New proposal, Jimara. Okay, it's seconded.
Move and seconded that Ministry of Finance.
It is moved and seconded that Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs contribution to international organizations to the tune of $51 million stand part of the supplementary estimate. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Let's proceed, clerk. Let's proceed, clerk.
Head 12, Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. Again, order equity participation.
It is proposed that Head 12, Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, order equity participation, 80,214,256, being payment of areas owed to the Islamic Development Bank on equity participation. Any proposal?
Yeah, that's the proposal. Mine is there. Yes, there. That's the proposal. Go through.
Honorable Chair, stop looking at those papers.
Padibu, I think you have to write your observations properly because we have 12 heads here. We don't know which one you are referring to. Honorable Lower Badibu, we have 12 sub-heads here and we don't know which one you are referring to.
With all of them.
The first one.
We have already dealt with that one.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Please, let's try to write these things clearly.
Honorable Chair,
Yes?
you move.
12 to proposal from Minister.
No, you can't propose anything here. You are creating problems for yourselves.
Same, which one do you submit? Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, remove 20 million and give it to the higher education. Which one? You have two ministries, two. Okay. He's proposing that we move 20 million to from the 80 to higher education. Upper Fladu West, he's proposing that payments of areas be suspended till the 2022 budget to reflect those allocations. Head 1201, who is this one? Brikama South constituency, 30 million from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs to the Ministry of Higher Education. And then Jimara is proposing that 40 million from Ministry of Finance under other equity participation and move to Information Ministry.
So this is the highest. Look at properly, it's there.
Chair, move.
I made a proper. Hey, better.
Chair, move.
Embedment that you are saying, you are proposing that it move to the UTG. We've already dealt with that one.
case, yeah.
Okay, he's saying that other equity participation payment of areas owed to the Islamic Development Equity Participation amounting to 80.204 should be suspended for further notice because of COVID-19.
Don't mind him.
So now we have this one is
This one is Jumara. I think the deduction that we have, the highest deduction we have is 40.
The highest deduction we had came from Jimara. He's proposing that 40 million from Ministry of Finance under other equity participation and move to Information Ministry.
Honorable, observation, please. Honorable Chair, I want to withdraw, please, so that we move ahead.
He's withdrawing that one. Thank you.
Honorable, I think the highest is Ilyasa.
No. That's not an amendment. The other one that stands here now is 30 million from the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs to Ministry of Higher Education, Brikama South.
40 million.
No, 40 today.
You did have 40.
No, that one is, he withdrew already, Jimara. It's already. Right.
Honorable,
Yes.
observation, please.
What's your observation?
Yes, there are also who wanted to maintain the figure that is inside. No, allow me to come.
Honorable, according to the standing orders, that's not an amendment. That's not
No, what I'm saying here is,
that's not
no,
order.
allow me to come,
Yeah.
Honorable Chair. I'm saying here is, there are also members who wanted to retain the amount there. You also need to factor those members, whether the amount is going to be retained or not.
No. That doesn't work that way. No. You cannot factor it that way.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. I'm just trying to appeal. We have to stop misleading the Parliament that these are already in court areas. They are not. No, of course. A member mentioned that these are in court areas. We should stop misleading Parliament. These are not in court areas. These are contribution. You understand? Default contribution. And as a result of that, let's try and make sure that we pay these things. Reducing it, wait. Reducing it. Yeah, reducing it does not really, take us anywhere. So please, moving a motion to that effect, that 80,214,256 be maintained.
Counter motion. Seconded. Counter motion.
Honorable Chair.
Seconded. Counter motion.
Honorable Chair.
Banjul note.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, there is a practice in the US that they call filibuster, delaying a process. I believe our interest should be, the most that we can do is to ask the minister to unpack. If the amount is, too much, and then there are so many elements, let them tell us which requires what, so that we'll see which deserve priority. But our interest should not be to handicap the processes of the state. That should not be our interest. We should not handicap the process of the state. This is the appeal that I want to make to members. Let us make progress. We cannot spend the whole night here. Thank you.
Honorable Chair.
I don't think there is any member here who wants
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Who gave you the floor? Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
Okay, thank you. I think the members are right. No, we should have one approach. These figures represent a percentage. So
Somebody's mic is.
reducing it doesn't mean anything. We only have to vote on whether to actually approve this or not approve it. So from my standpoint, I'm saying we don't want to approve it, but that's left to the plenary. But we should not be reducing these numbers because we think no. It doesn't mean that we are paying 80 million because it's what the minister wants to pay. Maybe it reflects a percentage of how much you should pay. So let's just either support it or not support it. And in my case, I'm not supporting it. No, that's my position.
So move.
Yes, Chair, please help us to do that.
Colleagues, let us just maintain this as it is. Stop standing proposal.
It is proposed that Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs order equity participation 80,214,256 stands part of the supplementary estimate. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it.
No.
Division have it.
There's a division.
You want to call for this? Let's move.
So, Head 4, Head 12, Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, order equity participation, 80,214,256 now stands part of the supplementary estimate. Clerk, let's proceed.
Head 15, centralized services.
It is proposed, put the correction. Those who don't want it, let him just vote now. Just announce that.
Centralized, Head 15, centralized services, contingency, 209,374,962,010 bututs. It is proposed. Can I?
Yes, that's what I want to know. Proposals, please don't entertain proposals. Let's move ahead.
I need a clarity.
Colleagues, please let's move ahead. We shouldn't entertain proposals now.
Let's have your comments,
It's getting late.
and then the minister can clarify.
Then I will put the correction.
Yes, let's have the comments. Honorable, your comment. We're only taking comments. Yes, go ahead.
Honorable Chair, what I'm proposing here, can we, Honorable?
Yes.
What I'm proposing here, let's give Minister the opportunity to explain and unpack this contingency.
Yes.
So that we understand how many percentage is going to drug law enforcement, disaster also, please.
Exactly.
Honorable, I concord with him. Let's do that. Let him dwell on that. Please explain.
Yes, thank you very much.
Unpack the figure. Unpack the 209 million.
Yes, 75 million is for the security operation. That's the joint security operation. 134,374,962.10 is for disaster management. 134,374,962.10 disaster management.
Thank you. I have an observation on that. Yes.
Honorable Chairman.
Order. No, that's fine, Order. I just want to make sure that we are doing exactly what the minister intends, In 08, we have approved 45 million for Drug Law Enforcement Agency of the Gambia. And in the same 75 that he's talking about, I believe, that's 45, is in there, because that's what he has captured, in his contingency. Okay?
It's different. It's a joint
so
operation.
therefore, this has been my argument.
Honorable, please, let's have one meeting, please.
If you separate the two entities in the beginning, you cannot come and incorporate it back again in the contingency fund. So the 45 million have to come from here so that we approve $164,374,962.
Can we listen to the committee?
Honorable Chair.
To the security committee.
Honorable Chairman.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman.
Honorable Chair, can we listen to the
I'm on the floor.
Clarify, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I think, Chair, I am still maintaining my position. You help us out. This is not the time to debate or to bring to anybody who has proposal. You have to write it and submit it. You take those submission and take vote on them. That is the procedure. If you allow people to open debate here, we'll be here for the rest of the night. This is not the procedure.
Like writing proposals against you. Again, we can go ahead.
That's my observation. He's stating the wrong procedure. The procedure is every question has to be answered before a vote is taken. That is the procedure.
That was a debating process.
No,
you debated here and
question has to be taken before.
It's not the right time.
Read your law.
It's allowed.
Debate is allowed.
It's allowed, Honorable Sabasanjal. Go ahead, please.
It is important that we listen to the minister rather than invent the facts. The minister is saying the sum that is allocated to all the security forces, including GAF, etc., is that 75. And the rest is disaster relief. that has nothing to do with the 45 million, which is dealing with purely the drug law enforcement. So we should not confuse the two. They are completely different figures. And the issue is clear. What the minister should further explain is why it is contingency. This is going to be under the control, isn't it, Honorable Minister? Under the control of the Minister of Finance, that you do not spend this amount without actual vetting. So it's different from what is going to be allocated to drug law, which goes into their budget. That's my assumption. Is it that way, Honorable Minister?
You are right. You are right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
This one is joint security. The other one, as you rightly explained. But this one, it will be under our custody.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, Honorable Minister, but we told you that there are some more other pressing issues. Before we leave this contingency, we want this 75 million to be used. Right now, it is a contingency. So it is not.
Can I move a motion?
No, you are not understanding. Read.
Chair, I want to move a motion.
Honorable,
I want to move a motion.
Clarify that position, please. We are not taking anything.
I want to move a motion, Chair.
Chair.
This one, the 75, is a joint security and is demand driven. As they request, that's how we will be. It's something that they will do it jointly. It's not like one agency doing, taking the whole lot. No, it's joint operations. Honorable Chair, can I move a motion?
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chairman.
Observation, sir.
Honorable Chairman. Halifa.
I observe, Chair.
Honorable Chair.
You have the proposals.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
Proceed with the proposals.
In fact, Honorable Chair, this was what I was asking the minister during my intervention.
Honorable Chair.
Because here, in this place here, you have drug law enforcement agency. They are benefiting twice. Because at first they were given their own budget here, according to the proposal. Now they are now in the joint security force operations. So automatically it means now these people are going to have two benefits.
Yes. Chairman, thank you so much, Chairman. I think, Honorable Minister, I want some clarification in this particular area. Like you look at it during our caucus with the whole House, the NDA director made it emphatically clear that they have access over 4,626 families, and which is ongoing, it's not excessive. And they have asked an expert to take an assessment of the amount of damage that has been done in terms of compensation. Like per household, there is kind of 30,000 that is allocated. And if you look at it, if you remove 75 million from this amount, which is going to the security denomination, NDA and others, like it has been allocated in the other budget line too. So what is left is going to be 134. And what the NDA told us that before the end, they are expecting over 10,000 households or 10,000 compounds that they are going to get. And if you look at the amount that is left, cannot take care of in addressing, in responding to the disaster that has been done by the windstorm. So that's a problem. And if you look at it, this 75 million, where we have another pressing issue with regards to the issue of higher education, the university thing. If we can remove 30 million and give it from this 75 million, and the rest be added to 134, I think that will be ideal rather than keeping this thing for contingency. And there are pressing issues right now with regards to the issue of disaster and the university issue.
Honorable Chair, I want to observe. Point of observation.
Chairman, are you visiting my proposal? Chairman, Honorable Chair, have you seen, it's already there, I have submitted it. My proposal.
Honorable Chair, can I be heard?
That's mine. Nobody is compromising security here.
Honorable Chair, can I?
Honorable Chair.
Let's vote. The issue of security not compromising. Let's vote, please.
Very well.
Honorable Chair, let's vote now and we proceed. Honorable Chair, the Honorable Minister wants to make an explanation.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Minister.
Honorable Chair.
I think.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I just want to make some clarification here. We are coming to face elections, and the security services are at the moment making their contingency planning, and this particular budget stems from that planning. The Security Council have already invited the Minister of Finance to our meetings, and then we said, let them be ready that we are going to submit a budget to them for the elections and also expansion of the Operation Zero Crime. This particular budget is meant for that 75,000. Any deduction there, we are all taking the highest risk. Thank you.
Let's vote for it and move on, please.
No, there's a proposal.
Chair, can I be heard?
Chair, let's deal with our proposals.
Colleagues, please drop your proposals, please. Time is not on our side.
Upper Salom is proposing that we add 60 million specifically for MOPSI to renovate or build staff quarters. Huh? What? From budget? Huh? I did not understand your desire. It's from budget?
Let me see.
Let's move.
Budget support.
What is here right now?
What is budget support from where?
What budget?
No, that's part. It's not part of this one. I'm not saying.
MOPSI is not there at all.
Yeah. MOPSI is not there. Let's move, please.
Honorable Chair.
I think let's put the question on the main thing. If anybody is against it, let him just vote no.
Honorable Chair, can I ask a question to the Minister of Finance?
Who is asking the question?
Honorable Judge. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that will be the last one, and we'll put a vote. Eh?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Honorable Minister, all what you want is to help the vulnerable people of the country. The disaster, allocation for the disaster is very far below the proposal and the suggestion from the agency responsible for disaster mitigation. They requested for 500 million and you are giving them 134, which is far less than what they requested. And then our people are outside sleeping under the sun without roof on their head. Do you have any plan other than this meager amount where you will be able to respond to the need of the Gambian people living in their houses without roof on their head? Thank you.
Chair, can I? Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, as at now, it's on demand basis because what the director has given us is an estimate. We've already released 40 million directly to him, and they're using it. So this one is the availability of the resources. So we just have to see for the time being. What will happen in the future, I don't know. But for the time being, this is what, because immediately when the disaster hit, we were able to mobilize 40 million. So now this will help, at least we move forward. As to what is going to happen tomorrow, that I don't know. We will still continue to see what we can mobilize. But there is no guarantee. Sure. And also we are seeking assistance also from our partners. So we hope that the World Bank will come on board. But for the time being, it's always good to start inwards first, and then later we'll see. But I cannot guarantee the amount, but they are our priority as of now, definitely.
Chair, can I, as the chief planner of the government, Honorable Minister, I don't know is uncertain, and the people are outside. We want to be sure. And then, excuse me, please, we are all the same intention we have. Let's talk to the Minister of Finance. He's the chief planner of the government. So he cannot plan in ambiguity. He has to plan to be clear of what is going to happen. We are anticipating more disasters will come. But as it is now, we have disaster victims outside. So you cannot tell me you don't know what is going to happen.
Move, yes.
Please.
Serakunda, go ahead, please, yes.
Honorable Chair, what is before us is to consider the estimates. We either propose amendment to increase and amendment to reduce, and balance reduction and increment. We cannot invent new items, so you cannot talk about basic education here when it's not part of this whole budgetary consideration. So we should just concentrate on that. Then after we finish, we may ask the Honorable Minister whether he has sums of money elsewhere, because you can see 7, those introduce that element. An amendment to increase the sum allotted to the estimates overall may only be moved by the Vice President or Minister. So it means that the Minister may, after we've done everything, to propose something to increase the higher education budget to this, and if he has the funding. I think that's another element. Why don't we proceed and do our work, and then all these increments and other consideration, we can look at it thereafter.
It is proposed that centralized services contingency, OC, 209,374,962.10 stands part of the supplementary estimate. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, let's proceed.
Head 18, Ministry of Works and Infrastructure.
It is proposed that Head 18, Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, subvention to non-financial public to the tune of 25 million being bailed out of GCAA to cover some of their recurrent operations.
Could the Minister explain comparatively paying higher education and providing GCCA, which would he give a priority?
Chair, observation please.
Honorable Chair,
You need to put it to vote. You propose and you stop there. You didn't put the vote.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would rather leave it with GCAA. I would rather leave the 25 million with GCAA because it is something that they don't want, but they need it. Actually, they needed more, but this is what is available. I would rather give it to GCAA.
Honorable Chair, follow-up question. Honorable Chair, follow-up question.
Honorable Chair, is the Honorable
Can you put it to vote, Honorable Chair?
Higher education does not need it.
Can you put it to vote, Honorable Chair?
Central Badibu.
Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, if the Honorable Minister can tell us, because last budget I could remember during the COVID, an amount was allocated to GCAA. Now, what strategy do they have? Because we cannot be only bailing them out. You know, we need to think of sustainability. So what strategy do you have for them to be on their own? Because you cannot be always rescuing them, you know, any budget season.
Chair.
Who is?
Yes.
Huh? Kantora?
Thank you very much. Chair, having heard the submission by the Minister, we are convinced to maintain the 25 million there. And I'm asking you, humbly requesting you put it to vote so that we can make progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Can the Honorable Minister tell us the purpose? Because the Honorable Minister for Higher Education had made emphasis on the importance of clearing the areas of the Higher Education Department. Can the Honorable Minister tell us the purpose of this 25 million, please?
Chair, can I ask so we can answer together? Honorable Minister, this tax levy that is collected from every traveler that is traveling from the airport, the 1,000, the last is 20, where is that going to, since these people are in need of revenue? Where is that money going to? Before we allocate 25 million, and tell us exactly what they would be using this monies for.
Honorable Chair.
Answer the two questions.
Yeah. Honorable Chair.
From Banjul South and Banjul South and
Honorable
nominated.
Chair.
You have to allow the minister to answer, please.
But you are not giving floor to other people and they are talking. Why are you doing that?
Honorable Minister, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. The 25, the earlier bailout was just for their salaries. Since then, because if there is any sector that has been heavily impacted, it's the GCA, no flights, zero. So they were all the time operating in the red. The levies that they're talking about is a PPP arrangement. For the time being, up to the time they take over, I think it should be about 80-20. So this is the percentage that they are having. So it's still, after this, I don't foresee any more bailouts because right now, flights have now resumed. Like SN Brussels is now almost 7 days a week. Air Morocco, Air Portugal. I even understand that Air France is will also be starting in October. So at least they'll be stabilized. Because of the COVID, really everything they were paralyzed. They were paralyzed. And it's a new airport terminal, and you know the operation cost definitely has been increasing, and that they have been in the red. So this will help them at least stabilize a little bit.
Please, can you put the vote?
Hello, Mr. Chair. Can you read the proposal, please?
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, I think
they
the question the nominated member asked is not answered by the minister.
They were hard hit. What about the hotel industry? They were also hard hit. Are we expecting to bail them out as well?
Honorable Chair, my question has not been answered. Can I just seek further clarity?
We have given those are private companies. We have allocated $100 million then, and the minister already distributed. This one is our own. This is the face of Gambia. It's the face of Gambia, and though that airport is very, very important,
is so critical that if we don't make good of that, the air safety and all of those things, it is not a good image for us. Really, it's very, very important for them to be stable, have efficient air services that they can render.
Please, Honorable Chair, can you put a vote now? We've had enough.
Can I have my question answered, Honorable Minister, please? Honorable Chair, the question is, the GCAA are making revenue from the $1,000 tax they are collecting. I didn't hear that part clearly.
I said it's a PPP arrangement, and the way the allocation is done, I think if my memory serves me right, is the private sector is getting 80, they are getting 20 until they take over. Then they'll take the entire 100%.
Chair, put it to vote. We proceed to next attempt. The vote.
The proposals. Move. The proposal, please. The proposals.
Move.
Yeah, go to the proposal, please.
Allowing people to talk when they are not giving the
Was in
floor.
that 20. Honorable Janjambure is proposing that 25 million be reduce the bailout to GCCA until 2022 budget.
That's not reducing.
That's not reduction. Amend head 18 by deducting 25 million. No. 25 million and add it to higher education.
That's not reduction.
That's not it. 30.
No, this is not correct. We have passed this.
We've already passed this Brikama South.
I am proposing an amend 24 from to TG. That's the answer. He's proposing to amend.
You cannot.
$24 million be approved.
Kantora is proposing an approval for 24 million.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Hello, Honorable Busumbala. Honorable Busumbala, you are a member of the Education Committee. The Education Minister is speaking.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Now, this is money unexpected. If this money was not there, what were going to be the plans for the Ministry of Finance for civil aviation rather? He would have perhaps put it in the 2022 budgets. If that is the case, if he had no plans then, it means that it would have gone like that. So it is not an emergency. For us, it is an emergency. We had students who were going to lose their exams, and that would have led to the deferment of the semester, and therefore it would not have taken them 4 years to finish their degree, but 5 years to finish their degree.
I am with you. I'm happy you are taking your stand.
Order, please.
This is money that they just unexpectedly got. And out of the cuff, at the level of coup d'etat, thought that they should give civil aviation 25 million. I have been following him since 2018. And people, the Education Committee can bear me witness, and him. The first SAP we missed out. Are we going to miss out in the second SAP? It is only 15 million that you have given us so far. You remember that? Aside from the 50 that you have put here. No, I don't think that is right.
May I?
An option. Can we look at an option?
Mr. Kia, proposal, please.
Honorable Chair, could the Honorable Minister solve our problem? The Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, can see the mind of this National Assembly, that we want to clear all the debts of higher education. If he has an option where he can raise more money to be able to do that, why don't he simply state that, so that we have that in mind when we are considering the rest? Otherwise, we'll continue to look at where to cut to be able to solve the problem.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Honorable Minister, you know, I raised an issue during the debate.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. I said the loan scheme, which is quashed, you know, can be diverted to solve the problem of the higher education. Because it's already budgeted, so all they do is buy it to higher education from the assembly. Can that not be done to solve the problem, so that we maintain this 25 for aviation?
I read proposals. Where we complied with the court orders, and according to what was instructed is to strike it out, and it was stricken out. So we didn't save it anywhere, no. It was out, totally out.
Mr. Minister, the first proposal was calling for 1.7 billion. And this second one is 1.5. There is a difference of 267 million. Is this still available? If it is available, then it solves our problem.
You want to answer Halifa's question, where the
Honorable Chair.
Did you get?
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Minister. No, I am asking. The first proposal the ministry sent here to the National Assembly was for 1.7 billion. Now we are talking about 1.5. There is a shortfall of 267 million. If that amount is available, then why can't we pay the higher education and GRTS?
Honorable Chair.
That's all.
Chair, proposals, read them.
Yes. Honorable National Assembly member, I have learned that when you deal with the National Assembly, whatever you tell them, let it be something that is facts that you're sure of. But if I come and tell you that this is what is coming, and maybe by next week I'll come back and tell you maybe not. So I cannot right now at this moment tell you something concrete, no. But our intention really is to do the same thing, to make sure that you know higher education is taken care of. But as of now, I cannot guarantee anything. But it is our wish to see how we can mobilize resources for them. But as of now, really, I cannot.
That's
your proposal. No, let me come. Then the issue between 1.7 and 1.5, I have explained that because we were expecting AFDB budget support, but the signs and the indications I have that most likely it might even come at the last quarter of this year or first quarter 2022. And that's why the European Union budget support, I had to take it to balance it, because that one was already factored into the 2021 budget. Otherwise, if we don't do that, I'll have to go and borrow. And really, borrowing is something that I don't like to do it, unless and until it's something that is beyond me. But for the time being, since we can manage for the time being, let's see what will happen. But definitely, I cannot guarantee. As at now, that was why we said, this is the 1.5. If authorization is given, that if you have money, you can spend this amount. But as I don't want to borrow, really. I don't want to borrow. So the difference between the 1.5 and 1.7, but the 1.5 is actual, that money that is guaranteed. But the difference, this 200 something, I don't know. If it comes, if authorization is given, that you can spend if it comes, but not to borrow. That maybe one can see what one can do. But for the time being, I cannot guarantee, really.
Proposals with you, really proposals. Mr. Kia,
Honorable members.
Mr. Kia.
Honorable members, I want to suggest that we take a vote on this. If members don't want this to stand, then we will go ahead. If we vote no, then it will be a savings, and then we can see where we allocate it to higher education. Yeah. Because if not, we'll be going round and round and round, and we'll not.
Those who don't want it to stand, let them vote no.
Yeah.
Okay. No, put the question. Put the question.
Honorable Chair, I have an alternative. Can I?
Honorable, let's go. You have spent too much on this.
Honorable Chair, may I?
Want it to stand, not to stand. Let them vote no.
Honorable Chair, it is proposed that Ministry of Works and Infrastructure subvention to non-financial public GCCA bailout of 25 million stands part of the estimate. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The noes have it. Yeah.
So this is a savings.
So it's a savings, and then we'll proceed. Then we'll come back to it.
So yeah.
Head 21, Ministry of Health.
It is proposed Head 21, Ministry of Health, Vehicles, 134 million, purchase of life support ambulances to be distributed across all the major health centers. And those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, let's proceed.
Head 24, Ministry of Information and Communication.
It is proposed that Head 24, Ministry of Information and Communication, subvention to non-financial public, 30 million GRTS coverage for presidential elections. Those in favor, please.
Honorable Chair, since these two budgetary items are still being looked at and they may increase, why don't we leave them and go to the rest and then come back to them?
Now,
Chair.
24 and 27 will be suspended, and then we'll come back to them after we finish with the Ministry of Works.
Okay, let me move.
Yes, Honorable Banjul Nord.
Honorable Chair, yes, for me, in fact, I was waiting for this. I believe, I don't know what the others would say, that since these are not, Honorable Minister, is it fixed that what we are going to pay for the Ministry of Works for areas, what we call areas owed to contractors, if it is not fixed, why don't we take from there to compensate higher education? And then also, we are not forfeiting everything, but at least take a large chunk from them to compensate. That is what I was waiting for. Yes. Okay.
No, we have only
to that Minister, Honorable Minister.
No, these are fixed. They are already issued. And then the threat now is not only because of it has delayed, the indications are that they might start to charge penalty. As of now, they are not charging us penalty. It's fixed. Because these are certificates that are already issued, work already done. So they are fixed. There is nothing we can do. Because otherwise, not only they will charge us penalty, they will take us to court. We are not saying that we are forfeiting the payment. What we are saying is, we are asking them, we are supposed to pay you $10, but we are paying you $8 because of our situation. And then the $2 we will, definitely, I will not encourage that. I will say this is a certificate issued, I will stay with that, definitely.
Just wait until we get there.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair. Let's proceed.
Go ahead. Can we also delay it? We are not saying we will not pay them, but can we delay it until the next budget? That is 3 months.
Honorable Chair. Wait until we get there. Wait until we get there. Let's continue.
Can we proceed, please?
Honorable Chair, head 07. No, we're going to development budget. Head 07, Ministry of Defense.
It is proposed that head 07, Ministry of Defense, military equipment, 59,375,744, peacekeeping equipments, 1.16 million for the army. Those in favor, please.
No, Honorable Chair, can I make I have
allow him. No,
Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
Normally, the United Nations reimburses these expenditures. We
Let's
should
proceed,
ask the
please.
Honorable Minister to clarify whether that is...
Head 16, Ministry of Lands and Regional Government.
Head 16, Ministry of Lands and Regional Government, vehicles, 12,500,000.
Honorable members, this is our parliament.
Purchase of vehicles for deputy
It's our
governor.
house. We shouldn't be ignored.
Yes, sir. Please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no.
No. We know what you are saying.
We got a vote.
Those have it.
I call for division.
I call for division.
Let's vote.
Let's vote. Have it.
Honorable
No.
Chair, we
No,
can
division. Division.
Honorable Chair, we're going for
those in favor. We raise up.
Those in favor for the vehicles. Those in favor, please for the vehicles. Raise your hand. Those in favor for the vehicles.
Go look, caramba. He's stupid. Why would you vote?
In favor, raise your hand. The eyes is 24 and the nose is 16. The eyes have it. Yes. Minister, it is proposed that
now this is now Minister of now you just announced now Minister of Lands and Regional Government will now stand for
Head 16, Ministry of Lands and Regional Government, vehicles now stands part of the estimate.
Okay.
Let's proceed, clerk.
Head 18, Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure.
It is proposed that Head 18, Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Roads and Bridges, 176,393,995.23 areas owed to contractor for the construction of Basse Yorbaul and Kalen Bustown Road. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Honorable
in favor, please.
Chair, before the question.
No. Cannot do that.
That's not the procedure.
No.
There is
We will not.
That's the
You have to put the vote.
No.
Honorable Chair, you have to put the vote.
No.
Honorable Chair.
No.
You have to put the vote first. Honorable Chair. No. Honorable Chair. No. It's not right. That's not the procedure. No. Can you intervene? No. Don't allow that. That's precedent.
But Honorable Chair, you cannot allow her to intervene in the voting. That is not right.
You have to complete your statement first and then she can come. Clear? No, you are not for anybody.
Yes. We have to listen to
Honorable.
Honorable, go ahead.
Can you stop point of order? Can you stop?
I need the minister to make a clarification before the vote.
Honorable Chair.
The issue.
Compromising the procedure.
It's an issue. Honorable Chair, the minister needs to tell us whether these are areas in court. In his recent statement, he told us that these are monies that are owed
stop misleading Parliament.
And we cannot allocate that according to the law.
No.
The minister needs to clarify this.
I said people should stop misleading Parliament. These are incurred areas. He said it over and over again.
Are you the minister?
You are not the minister. It's for the minister to explain.
But he did explain that. He did explain that.
It's not time to do that. Please send your proposal.
Please explain.
Send your proposal.
Let the minister explain.
Honorable Chair, we have already voted for this. There's nothing like withdrawing that. Let's understand. This has been voted already.
Sit down.
Sit down. This budget line has been voted. No, I'm not sitting down. This has been voted.
Sit down.
No, but it's not correct. We are also
Honorable Minister, thank you, Chair. We only pay if the contractor completes his work, the company, and then the consultant will come and evaluate, issue the certificate through the Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works will then send it to us for payment. That's it. It is not something that any expenditure has been made. After approval, then we will make the payment.
Honorable Chair, it's not about the expenditure. The minister is misleading us. I'm not asking whether the expenditure has been made. The question is whether the expenditure has been incurred. And the fact is it has been, and once it is incurred, we do not have the powers to allocate. That is the law.
This is not incurred.
You are misleading. Honorable.
Please stop misleading the Parliament.
You are misleading the Assembly.
You are the one misleading us.
Misleading.
Let's stop misleading Parliament, please.
Please, this is not misleading. Let's allow the minister to clarify.
Honorable Minister.
For the minister to clarify.
Honorable Minister, can you please explain to this House whether the expenditure was incurred?
No.
That's the word from the minister.
The minister is on record that the expenditure was not incurred. That's what is.
Do you have any evidence?
So let's proceed. That's the record.
So let's go ahead. Don't entertain any contribution again.
The ministers.
So let's
move. Chair, move.
Please help us and move.
It is proposed that Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Roads and Bridges, 176,393,995.23 areas owed to contractor for the construction of the Basse Yorobal and the Kalen Bustown Road. Stand part of the estimate. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Let's
Head 18, Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure.
Head 18, Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Roads and Bridges, 112,609,755.65 areas owed to contractor for the construction of toll facilities at the Senegambia Bridge. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those, okay, there are comments there.
No, Chair, you've already raised the question. Make it straight. Don't jeopardize your own process. You've raised the question until we answer. So you cannot entertain any queries again.
Chairman, mine is not a proposal, it's a question.
But I have to help him. I have to help him.
Chairman, mine is not a proposal but a question. Can I be heard? I have a question, please.
Honorable Serekunda.
Are you proposing that?
Serekunda.
Are you proposing?
Honorable member for Serekunda. Honorable, yes. Are you proposing that this item be removed and added to higher education?
Yes.
Can you move a motion?
Okay. I move that head 18, item 0637, road bridges. Where is that? No. 18, item 0622. Road bridges amounting to 112,609,755.65 be removed and added to head 27, item 2711. That's to education. The reason being, Honorable Chair, the reason being that the Senegambia Bridge is earning resource. The minister needs to tell us how much they have accumulated from that bridge, and that bridge can take from that money to pay this amount. That's my position.
Chair. Yes, Chair. A motion on the floor. A motion on the floor.
Procedure is the motion to be seconded.
Let's second the motion.
I rise to second the motion.
Yes.
Member ask a question.
Right.
The minister should answer before we take the second.
Chair, as at now, the Accountant General is doing the collection, and every booty collected goes to the Consular Revenue Fund. So there is no way that we can pay on a separate account. No, everything goes to the Consular Revenue Fund. So this is something that we owe. So definitely, everything there as at now is the Accountant General doing the collection.
Can I ask a question?
How much has been collected?
I'm giving the floor.
Mover, are you convinced? And then we can go ahead with the motion.
No, Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair, please put your tax down.
Honorable Chair, whatever is going to be paid to this consolidated fund must be paid to the account of the bridge. Or is the minister saying that there is no account at the central bank for the bridge for the payment of this fund?
No.
It's not the department.
Everything goes to the national. Before there was in transit, but since the Accountant General took over, everything goes to the Consular Revenue Fund.
Well, I think we need to really receive a report on this matter. Would the minister ultimately submit a report to the National Assembly on the revenue being collected from the bridge so that we can look at how it is actually being expended?
Chair, you gave me the floor. Yes. Yes, I'm saying this, if you are a regular traveler on this route, the toll has already been done. The road is not completed, but the toll is already done, and it's done very well. So if it's not also something that is incurred. Incurred means you have paid, and now you are asking us to refund you. That's what incurred means. So let's not mis-explain incurred. So there is nothing like incurring in this. It is a payment, a commitment that we have to pay them. It's a contract, we have to pay them. And they have done their work.
Chair, can you move a motion now? Let's vote on
this. Any seconder to the motion raised by the Honorable Member for Serekunda? Any seconder?
No.
Yes. Seconded. Seconded.
He has withdrawn his motion.
Honorable Serekunda.
Yeah, I think there is some complication introduced from the information given to us by the minister. And if that is the case, then I would decide to withdraw, but at the same time we focus on getting information regarding the bridge and the earnings of the bridge. And I would urge that we focus on the issue of pre-financing, because there is a thin line. We cannot, of course, stop the payment, but as of now, before there is any pre-financing, asking people to do work and then pay, the person who is going to pay must be consulted. We must come to that level of consideration from my own point of view. But that's out of the point. I will withdraw and then we proceed.
Move a motion.
Honorable Chair, just clarification, please. I need some clarification from the Minister. Yes, the Minister has mentioned, informed us that the toll fees that is collected from the bridge is paid straight into the CRF. I'm looking at the budget, and I cannot see any budget revenue line that reflects that. So we need the Minister to inform us where is that fund, the budgeted estimates of that revenue coming into the CRF.
Can you just allow for the report to be submitted, then you will see all of that. No, he's saying he didn't see it. So what I'm saying is, let's wait for. No, the report will reflect that. As at now, it should be there. It should be there. Definitely, it should be there. But the report will be the firm evidence that it's there. Yes, it's there.
Let's vote. Yes. Thank you very much, Chairman. Yes, I just want to connect the answer of the Minister right now to the answer provided for my question to the Honorable Minister of Works and Infrastructure relating to the proceeds of that bridge. What the information that was given to us that day, completely different from what the Minister is telling us right now. What he told me was there was a joint account that was open. The money was not going to the consolidated fund. According to the reply of the Minister, if members can remember. I think we have to respect one another. This is to make clarity on things, so that there will be no ambiguity. Let us reconcile these two answers and see what is the actual. And this was our first ordinary session here.
Honorable Chair, can we wait for the report, and while we proceed on make vote, please, and proceed, please.
We need to clear it out. No.
We have one amendment here. Woodley West is proposing that we take 50 million from the sum and add it to the allocation of UTG. That's the proposal from the.
Leave it as it is, please.
Hence is fixed.
Yes.
Is what is your proposal there?
No, I'm saying the Minister has already explained that these are fixed. So we should not take anything out from them. Let's just pay it to them.
And those who are against it, let them vote no.
Okay, I'm going to put in the question. Those who are against it, then you can say no. It is proposed that Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Head 18, Roads and Bridges, 112,609,775.65 stands part of the estimate. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. No. The ayes have it. Let's proceed.
Head 18, Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Land Compensation.
That's proposal from Councillor. Councillor, the one here.
Ah, okay. Where is it, sir?
Councillor.
Yeah, that's We receive an amendment.
We receive an amendment from Councillor, Head 18, Land Compensation. He is proposing that 50 million be deducted and added to the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. That's what he is proposing for the land compensation.
Okay, you want to say something?
Do you have something to say to that?
Yeah, you know, Honorable Chair, I am making this proposal simply because looking at the land compensation, it's a process. Like, it's not going to happen at once. And then if we are able to secure this 50 million and add it to the savings that we have done so far, Ministry of Higher Education, the issue of debt burden as per the university will be history. So the 50 million can come part of the 2022 budget, where the additional sums to the 50 million can be captured. Just want to see a way out of how we do away with the higher education ministry once and for all.
Yeah, I support the
Any seconder to the amendment?
Yes, I support the amendment.
Banjul not?
Okay, it is proposed.
It is proposed that Head 18 land compensation be amended to deduct 50 million and added to Ministry of Higher Education.
Honorable Chair, before you put the vote, can you please observe the question?
Ask the minister to explain.
Can we observe, please?
Ask the minister.
Honorable Minister.
I have no objection to that proposal.
It is proposed that...
It is proposed that Head 18, land compensation, be amended to reduce 50 million and added to Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Head 18, Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Roads and Bridges.
Head 18, Ministry of Work, Transport and Infrastructure, Roads and Bridges.
The sum
of 212,181,287.02. Areas owed to contractor on Banjul Rehabilitation Project. Any proposals? No. Yes.
No. Tell it that it is not in conformity what is in the statement of the minister. So if the minister can amend so that it can confirm whether what is in the statement is the one that is correct or whether that is what is on the table here is the correct version.
Yeah, what is here is the correct version. What is on the table here?
I need some clarifications again, please. Can the Honorable Minister clarify to us? We read not the agreement for the Banjul Rehabilitation Project, and of December 2020, we have approved a budget for the Ministry of Works incorporating on the payment for Banjul for this year. So I want to know where this areas is from, because as far as we're concerned, we've made 2 payments so far now for the Banjul Rehabilitation Project now through an SAP and also through budgetary allocations. So where is this areas coming from?
You want to react to that?
Yeah, the amount appropriated and the speed of work, the amount appropriated was insufficient. That's why these are certificates that are already issued by the Ministry of Works. That is why we have it here.
Move. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. However, can the minister now furnish us now with these certificates now to ensure that what we're doing here now is legal now?
Oh yes.
All right. Thank you.
Latest Friday you'll get it.
It is proposed that Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure, Head 18, Roads and Bridges, the sum of 212,181,287.02 areas owed to contractor on Banjul Rehabilitation Project. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it. Let's proceed.
And the last one, Revenue, Head 29, Minister of Petroleum and Energy, yes.
Shouldn't we go back to what is suspended?
Sorry.
We go to 24 and
24 and
27.
Honorable Mbo, have you done the calculation?
No, the savings, the chair has done the savings. He will announce the savings. Yeah. So, no, we have 85. The higher education.
So yes, so we had, so that 15 is not part of it.
No. Okay, yeah.
The first 15 is already added to higher education. Now the next two we have is the 25 million and 50 million.
No, in fact, because we haven't dealt with higher education.
Also have the.
No, in fact, read this. No, let the chair guide it. Can you guide the saving now? 15 was deducted.
Now the savings.
And 50 was disseminated from it of land. So read this system.
Hello. Honorable members. Hello, one meeting, please.
Basse.
Honorable Basse, these are the savings that we made. 15 million from O3, 25 million from Head 18, and 50 million from Head 18 land compensation. So that gave us a total of 85 million.
So there was an early decision that the 15...
No. 85. 90 million, not 85 million.
90 million. Yes.
But there was an early decision that the 15 will be given to higher education. So let's go to it now.
And the 50 and 15, eh?
Yes.
Okay. I think the first saving that was made was 15 million.
That's what I'm saying. 15 plus 50.
15 plus 50
and 25. 90. 90 million.
Okay, 90 million.
Yeah? You got the record now? Yeah, okay. So let's go to Head 24.
But head 20. Honorable, I think we are making an error here. Yeah. You know, when the motion was moved, it was to move to cut 15 million and add it to. No, it's already allocated. So the only two we don't have allocated is 25 million and 50 million. So those are the only two, 75 million. Yes. We didn't allocate yet. No, which means those are the two we're going to decide for GRTS and higher education.
No, even 50 million have been allocated.
No, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
No.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
No. Go do the calculation. Subtract this total sum, and what is left goes to information and technology.
Then now the remaining will be 25.
Yeah. Honorable members, we have agreed that 15 million and the 50 be added to higher education. So now we have to decide on the 25 million.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I propose, Honorable Chair?
Please, we have not called any head yet. So,
Honorable. Can I ask the Minister?
Head 24, Ministry of Information and Communication.
Head 24, Ministry of Information and Communication, subvention to non-financial public institutions, 30 million, GRTS coverage of presidential elections.
It seems, Honorable Chair, some amount is going to be left. Allow the observation.
Yes, Honorable.
Observation.
Yes.
This, what you have quoted, if you add it to what is required for UTG, is still insufficient. The total is 134 million. 134 million is what is required to pay the whole loan, the whole areas in UTG.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair. We have 140 now.
So now we have 125.
Honorable Chair.
Let the minister speak.
No, you have 140 now. 140.
You have 125 million.
Should go to.
Can I clarify this? The total areas, the total areas to UTG is 154 million. The Ministry of Finance has already given us 20 million. That leaves a deficit of 134. If the 15 is given to us, plus the 50 that is part of the appropriation, and the 25 and the 50 that has been suggested by the member for Woolly West. Sorry, the member for Councillor, it would mean that we are in excess of 6 million. So you have to deduct 6 million. Instead of now 50 million, it should be 44 million to you, and then we will exactly have 154. That would be exact. So instead of 50, give us 44 million. And then whatever 6 million we want to do with it, then that is it. So that clears the areas for UTG. Okay. And I hope that this House would underwrite, no deduction from our 2022 budget. I know him very well. What he loses in the swings, he will like to gain it in the roundabouts, and I'm not going to allow it.
Yes, Honorable Chair. You see, Honorable Chair, please, I think we should also consider GRTS. We cannot allocate everything to the Ministry of Higher Education. They are giving almost 75,000. Why not we give the 25,000 to GRTS? No.
GRTS is not in arrears. It's not in arrears.
Honorable Chair. Yeah. Can you accept me? Just
motion.
Yes. Motion. Honorable, yes.
Motion. Okay. Honorable Chair, I am moving a motion that out of the savings, 69 million be added to 27, head 27, higher education, 60, and the remaining 6 million be added to head 24, Ministry of Information.
I second the motion. Chair, it's seconded. Chair, it's seconded. Chairman, there's a motion on the floor. We need to be seconded.
Honorable,
write it down.
Your mathematics is less than by 10 million. It should be 84.
Write it down and give it to them.
It's 84 million out of the 90.
Chair, I want to second the motion. There's a motion on the floor.
Chairman.
From the teacher.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Chairman, you see, already 50 million was there, and 90 is saved. If you add 90 to 50, it's 140. That's an excess of 6.
Chairman, before you make any vote, I just want to make one thing clear. The Gambia is going into an election, and this is a democratic right for all political parties to have equal access, and you have an institution that does not even have cameras. I hope that the budget that we have asked for, if you have not given, you people will not go out again to the to the radios to complain that you have no access to GRTS, because they have no capacity to provide coverage to all the political parties. And we are making that very clear. That budget is not there, the equipment is not there, and the resources are not there. And that is why we came here.
Honorable Chairman.
We are giving you
Honorable
extra.
Chairman. Honorable Chairman. Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair. No, it's here. It's here, Tumana. I'm here. I think let's try to solve
the issue of university once and for all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because there's Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair is here. General Central. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, are you getting me?
All the savings is 90.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Chair. What I'm saying is, what the Honorable Minister for Information have just said, we ought to be very, very much careful about that. Most of us here talk about GRTS, their inefficiency. And now we want to leave them with just that $30 million. All right.
But that is what they requested. That is what is in the... Chairman.
Read your motion, please.
Magazi, read your motion. Read your motion.
Yeah, read it. Yeah, read it from there.
Chairman, for clarification, we never requested 30 million. We requested 98 million and our request was reduced to 30.
Yeah, that's what we have.
And that is why we gave you a breakdown. No, hold on. That is why, that is why we gave you a breakdown of all what we have requested. All the National Assembly members have got this and we gave it to you since yesterday. Even the day we had bilateral, we gave it to you. And the reason why we did that was for everybody to be sure that this institution needed support. And if it is not given, there is no way that the traditional coverage and live coverages that are supposed to be given could be given. Because even in the document there, you would see live streaming equipment.
No,
so if it is not given, we cannot provide that.
Let's deal with the first. Honorable Minister.
Chair, can I make
Honorable Chair,
go with your... Go.
I move that.
Honorable
Chair, I move that from the saving 90 million, that 84 million be allocated to Head 27, Minister of Higher Education, and the 6 million be allocated to Head 24, Minister of Information.
Counter motion. Seconded.
Any seconder?
Seconded.
Councillor, it's been moved and seconded that savings of 90 million, 84 be given to higher education and 6 million to GRTS. Information, Ministry of Information. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it.
Honorable Chair, can I make a comment? Honorable Chair.
Sorry, revenue proposal before you go to the revenue, please. Before revenue.
Honorable Chair, can I?
Head.
Thank you very much.
Revenue.
Chair.
Revenue.
I think it's good that we clear the area.
Revenue. Revenue.
Okay, can I have a comment?
Okay.
Honorable
Revenue,
Chair, can
please.
we go back? With your permission.
Instruct me to proceed.
Can we go back to look at the other
Honorable
allocations?
Chair, please, let's go.
Because, Honorable Chair, I have a right. This is my house. I was elected to come and represent my people. Honorable Chair, can we go back? Because we all know we all know we are in elections.
Revenue.
We have already voted.
We passed that second. Revenue. Honorable Chair, revenue procedure. Procedure.
We are in elections here.
Honorable
And everybody
Into procedure. Revenue.
Proceed. We need to equip GRTS, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we are paying ariases that are not necessary. GRTS is very important.
Revenue.
In elections here, we
Ministry of Petroleum and Energy. Just last proposal before revenue.
GRTS.
Honorable Chair, yes, I understand that there was this, we were expecting budgetary support from the EU. The minister has to inform this August Assembly what is the status of that expectation. If it is coming, why can't we get something from there for GRTS?
He has already said that. No, that one is not coming. That one is not coming.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, and this is
Honorable Chair, if we look at the standing orders, I have read it before. It says an amendment to increase the sums allotted to the estimates overall may only be moved by the Vice President or the Minister. So it means that the mover can increase overall. So wouldn't the Minister undertake to do that, and that be put as part of a contingency fund, so that will be included, and he strives to get the sums that he envisages from these sources he has mentioned, EU, whatever, and we ensure that GRTS gets the fund, the 90 million, that is the extra 60 million plus that it is requesting. Would the Minister undertake to do that?
That one. That is a tough one. You mean let me undertake for the deficit for GRTS?
It says here is that you can propose for us to amend what we now have the estimates and add in a contingency fund. You can do that.
No. I would advise against that.
I think, Honorable Chair, that is very important, because we are sitting here right now and DRTS is not even covering us and everybody complains. I think the Honorable Minister should reconsider and increase it.
Honorable Chair, issue of certainty has been discussed.
Honorable Chair,
I think my undertaking is based on not borrowing, but only if I have the revenue to spend. I don't mind. I don't mind. If you authorize me,
no, we can't authorize you.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
The provision says, Honorable Minister, that you can make an amendment to increase the total sum. We cannot instruct you. It is you proposing that, and then when you make the amendment, we'll take it, and if we approve it, this stands part of the estimate.
Honorable Chair, I have a second. Honorable Chair, I think the law is very clear that the Minister should propose. And I think the Honorable Member is proposing for the Minister to make a proposal. That is what is happening. I think if the Minister has told us in no uncertain terms, this is the money he's actually expecting. He is not sure whether other monies are come, and it will be dangerous for us to increase what you have already proposed to us on uncertainties. I think GRTS, regardless of this money, was not expected. Now they have 36 million that they didn't expect from anywhere. Their duty is what they have, they should divide it fairly among all political parties. We cannot meet their needs right now, but what you have the responsibility to distribute it fairly. That is what we can right now.
But if the Minister, Chair, if the Minister is in position to propose 20 million or 30 million, so be it. So he's not there to speak for the Minister. Let the Minister propose. If you can allocate extra 30 million,
I don't think the
then so be it.
brief for this for the Honorable Minister.
Honorable Chair.
Honorable Chair.
It is very necessary for us to bail out GRTS. We should bail them out. You always complain. When they don't come to cover our events, you complain.
Let's listen to the Honorable Minister, what he can offer.
Order.
Yeah, the final verdict. You know, the training I have is revenue is recognized when earned. So it will be very difficult, really, to, when I have it, I come back to you.
Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair.
I don't want a situation where.
Honorable Chair, are you aware? But the equipment GRTS is using was commissioned 15 years ago, and it's not good enough to cover these elections.
Clerk,
15.
Clerk, proceed.
Honorable member for Banjul South. Revenue, revenue. Head 29, Ministry of Petroleum and Energy. Jimara.
That was not approved.
Yeah, can you look at us here, please?
Of monies that are
Chairman, please.
Non-tax revenue.
We have a suggestion.
500 million.
We have a suggestion for GRTS, please.
Penalty charges by BP for withdrawing licenses.
Order, please.
Let him listen to us. Forms part of the bill. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, please say no.
No.
The ayes have it.
Honorable Chair, respect the MPs in this August
I
Assembly.
think the Honorable Minister should not allow GRTS to cover even government program, special NPP programs, please. Or else we, the opposition, will make
That's
sure
your
it
wish.
not happen.
Well, withdraw that
That's
statement.
your wish.
Honorable member, you withdraw that statement. There is honorable meeting member who deny you withdraw that statement. The information minister from withdraw that statement. Withdraw your statement. That statement must be withdrawn. Let me tell you, GRTS it belongs to the government and MPP is government. So we're going to cover only MPP. Withdraw your statement. Withdraw that. MPP is not government. Withdraw that. MPP is not government. You must withdraw that statement. Waiting. Withdraw that. Withdraw it.
Independent candidates so fussy about
Which government in waiting? Alaiso. Jimara. 2096
only NPP programs. House resumed.
So they are to start reading. Wow. No, they are the first reading in bill.
2096 government. 2096. No, empty. No, we are there. Total figure in
Honorable Clerk.
Thank you.
Proceed, please.
Short title of the estimates. The supplementary estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year 2021 by the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I hereby report to this August Assembly that the supplementary estimates 2021 having gone through the Committee of the Whole Assembly with amendments be approved.
It has been reported that these supplementary estimates 2021 having gone through the Committee of the Whole Assembly with amendments be approved. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. We will now move to the final stage of the process, requiring the Honorable Minister to introduce the Supplementary Appropriation Bill reflecting the sums approved in the supplementary estimates. This formality is in accordance with Section 1532 of the Constitution and the Standing Order 892. I now invite the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs to hand a copy of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021 to the clerk to read the short title, where thereupon the bill shall be deemed to have been read the first time. Therefore, we will proceed to the next stages accordingly. Honorable Clerk.
Thank you. Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021 is hereby deemed to have been read the first time.
Honorable members, in accordance with Standing Order 65, the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2020 is completed. Therefore, in accordance with Standing Orders 66 and 77, we will proceed to the second reading of the bill. Forthwith, Clerk, you may proceed.
Thank you. Second reading of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021 by the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs.
Minister.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I move that the bill entitled the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021 be read a second time, which is $1.5 billion Gambian dollars.
The Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021 by the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs is hereby deemed to have been read a second time.
Motion for the second reading. No, that's it. No, any seconder.
Any seconder?
No, Clerk, you have drawn the process. Let has a seconder for that motion. No, the clerk should.
Can we have a seconder for the second reading? Honorable Member for the Bintang.
I ask the second motion.
Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the bill entitled the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2020 be read a second time. Those in favor, please say aye.
And pass.
Yes,
yeah,
go ahead.
Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. So the ayes have it. Clerk, read the short title, please.
Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021.
Thank you. In accordance with Standing Order 89-2, I invite the Honorable Minister to report on what had transpired at the consideration stage and move a motion for the third reading accordingly.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I report that the bill entitled Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021, reflecting the supplementary estimates 2021 as approved with amendments, be read a second time and pass. A third time and pass.
Any seconder? Honorable Bondali.
Thank you very much. I rise to second the motion.
It has been reported that the bill entitled the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2020, reflecting the supplementary estimates 2021, as approved with amendments, be read a third time and pass. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, you may read the title of the bill to signify its passage. Clerk.
Thank you. The Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021 is hereby deemed to have been read a third time and passed.
On that note, I want to put the question. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned, sign a die. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, I want to thank all of you for your commitment and also the work that we had done. So the bill is now passed. The House is now adjourned, sign and die.
Thank you very much. Bye from me. It has been a long debate since in the morning today. The Minister of Finance has tabled a supplementary appropriation bill before the National Assembly, requesting for $1.7 billion from the Gambian National Assembly. But today it is approved, and what is approved today is $1.5 million, $1.5 million instead of $1.7 billion. What is approved is $1.5 billion. And the reductions, actually, there is changes in the first appropriation bill that was tabled before the National Assembly. The judiciary tabled $22 million before the National Assembly, but actually $15 million has been deducted from the judiciary, and it was remaining. They were remaining with $7.3 million that was allocated, and there was also a savings from what we call the Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure. $75 million has been deducted there, add to the Ministry of Higher Education for the scholarship or the alias that the University of the Gambia or the Gambia government, for them to pay their alias of $134 million. And GRTS has requested for $30 million for the coverage of the presidential election. Actually, $6 million has been added to the $30 million to make it $36 million for the coverage of the presidential election. And we have approved $1.5 billion as a supplementary appropriation bill. This is your brother Kek Sane. Bye from me. See you tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Yeah, that figure bill, so that this is the only. I will make the amendment tomorrow. Bye from me. Bye.